Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really hope that you stick around and subscribe for more. So, I have nothing else to say, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Today we're going to dive into the second collaboration between KKW Beauty and Mario, or Makeup by Mario, or Mario D. I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I already know I can't say it, but say what you gotta say about Kim. Think what you gotta think about Kim. You gotta admit, Kim and Mario make an iconic duo, and you can't deny the fact that they've definitely left their mark along the way in the beauty industry. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and check out the first product in this collection, which is the Artist and the Muse eyeshadow palette, which retails for $45. For starters, I love how clean and minimal the KKW packaging is, and I love how they included photos of them in the packaging. But aside from all of that, the actual palette is beautiful and honestly timeless because it's such a soft glam type of color story, which features an array of 10 matte and metallic shades. First, we have So Many Paparazzi, a beauty campaign, The Artist, I Need More Light, and Look Up. Now we have Don't Move, I'm Inspired, Mario's Muse, Glam King, and NYC to LA. As you guys saw, the eyeshadows swatch beautifully and those colors are absolutely stunning. The only other eyeshadows that I've tested out from KKW are from the Mrs. West collection, which I have right here. And as you can see, this palette has barely been touched because when I reviewed it, I said that the eyeshadows did feel a little bit dry and were a bit patchy. So I haven't really felt gravitated toward this palette, even though it is a really pretty color story. However, in comparing the both of them, I can tell you guys that the KKW Mario palette does feel a lot more buttery and the swatches are a lot richer. However, the matte shades do still have quite a bit of kickback, but they don't feel as dry and aren't as patchy as this palette. Next, we have the Very Graceful blush, which retails for $18. And to be honest, this is the product that I was least excited about because it's just not the color that I usually gravitate toward in a blush because it's a bright coral color. But by swatching it, you can see it comes off pretty sheer, so you probably can build it up to your liking if you want to. Last, we have the lip combo, which includes the Beauty Icon lip liner, which retails for $12, and this is a sort of medium brown type of shade. Then we have the Heeey Mixer matte lipstick, which retails for $18, and this is a very true beige nude. And lastly, we have the Proud of You gloss, which also retails for $18. This is a peachy nude gloss, which very much reminds me of my other gloss from the Mrs. West collection. All of those prices were for individual products, but you can buy the lip combo for $40. So you can also purchase the old and the new Mario palette for $85, and you can buy the entire collection for $95, which is what I got. But now let's go ahead and jump into the fun part of this video. Guys, we're zoomed in and ready to go, but before we go, I was actually looking at both palettes and I noticed that there's one shade that literally looks exactly the same. So over here, this is the Mrs. West palette, and then this is the shade Mrs. West, and over here we have the shade A Beauty Campaign. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch both of them so we can compare both eyeshadows. On the bottom we have the Mrs. West shade, and on the top we have A Beauty Campaign. As you can see, they pretty much look exactly the same. So obviously, I don't know if this really matters to you guys, but I thought I'd still mention it. But anyways, I was looking through all the photos for this campaign and I saw this one and I felt super inspired by this and this color story. So I'm gonna go ahead and play around and maybe create something similar or the same as this look. Who knows? To start off, I'm going to be taking the shade So Many Paparazzi and applying it all over the lid just to cancel out any discoloration that I may have on my lids. Now we're going to be taking the shade Glam King as our transition shade, so we're going to apply it with a more dense brush onto our crease. Now we're going to take the shade The Artist, and with our finger we're going to start patting it down. Now we're going to take the shade I'm Inspired and start applying it onto the crease and getting rid of any harsh lines. Now that everything is blended out, we're going to go back into the shade The Artist, but now with a flat shader brush, and we're going to start packing it onto the inner and the outer V, leaving the center with nothing. Now with the other side of that flat shader brush, we're going to take the shade I Need More Light and start packing it onto the center of our lids. We've come to a stopping point, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back to finish off this look and test out the rest of the products. I am back and we're almost done. So to finish off the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Glam King and start packing it on as close as I can to the waterline. And now I'm going to take the shade Look Up and start diffusing both shades. Now with a pencil brush, I'm going to take the shade The Artist and start applying it onto the inner corner and drag it just a little bit to the lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and add mascara to my lower lashes. Now it's time to use the blush, and I'm going to be taking it with a stippling brush and just apply it to the apples of my cheeks. I actually really like the way this blush looks. Like I said earlier, I was a little scared because I don't normally gravitate toward orangey, corally type of blushes. Excuse the dogs, they're literally going crazy trying to chase this freaking squirrel in the backyard. Ignore them. But anyways, like I was saying, I really like the way this looks. And I did add a little bit of highlighter so it makes it look a little bit radiant. But anyways, it is time to apply this lip combo. So we're going to start off with the Beauty Icon lip liner. We're going to go in with the He's a Mixer matte lipstick, and I'm going to start by tapping it on from the center onto the outer edges of my lips. Now to finish off and top it off, we're going to take the Proud of You lip gloss. And there we have it, guys. Here's my final look. What do you guys think? I actually really love it. I think that it looks like a beautiful night sky. And to be honest, I am quite impressed with this collection. I actually really enjoyed using every single product. So let's go ahead and dive into my concluding thoughts. To start off, we have the Artist and the Muse eyeshadow palette. I really enjoyed using this palette. I think this color story is very timeless, and you can definitely create a lot of soft glam type of looks with this eyeshadow palette. I obviously didn't use every single shade, but the ones that I did use, I found that they were easy to blend, they were very pigmented, and I didn't have any issues with any of them. As far as the matte shades, they do have quite a bit of kickback, but I think that's fine because unlike the Mrs. West palette that I mentioned earlier, they didn't feel dry, they didn't get patchy, they're pigmented, and again, they're easy to blend. As far as the metallic shades, they're very pretty, very metallic-y. So for $45, do I think it's worth it? I honestly do think so. Obviously, since it is a timeless palette, I don't think this is going to go out of style or you're going to forget about it 1 or 2 months from now. But again, because it is timeless and because it does have timeless shades, you probably already have a couple of these shades in palettes that you already own. So again, I don't think you need it. But if you're interested in having something from this collection, then I do think the palette is worth the price. Now moving on to the very graceful blush. I have it right here, and like I've mentioned a couple of times already, I'm not one to gravitate toward these type of shades and blushes, but I did, and I really liked it. However, if you're gonna get anything from this collection, I'd say stick to the eyeshadow palette or the lip products, because while this blush is pretty, very pigmented, the quality is there, I just don't think you need to spend 18 bucks on this blush if you're gonna spend your money in this collection, because I feel like you can find something that's, what was that? I don't know. I feel like you can find something that's probably exactly the same or at least very similar to this from the drugstore for half the price. And lastly, we have the lip combo. I've grouped them together because obviously they're meant to go together, but also because I have nothing bad to say about any of these. They're all really, really good. Honestly, KKW has some bomb lip products. If you haven't tried them out, you definitely should, because all the ones that I've tried have been great. I always find myself gravitating toward them. I own a couple of her lip liners, a couple of her lipsticks, and now a couple of her glosses. And again, she made me a gloss girl and I wasn't one. So yeah, I mean, what else can I say, guys? Her glosses are juicy, glossy, pigmented, and they're not sticky, which is amazing. So if you're gonna get anything from this collection, I'd say get the lip combo or the eyeshadow palette, because these were just great. I mean, the blush was also great, but again, I feel like you can find something that's just as good from the drugstore. I don't think you need to spend $18 on this blush just to have it, if you know what I mean. I feel like if you really want something from this collection, get the other things, not the blush. Oh my god, I literally feel like I have been talking for hours. My throat is so dry. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up this video and my concluding thoughts. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big old thumbs up and let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this collection. If you're gonna buy it, if you did buy it, if you're not gonna buy it, just let me know. Or you know what, tell me how your day is going. Yeah, tell me how your day is going. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? It's free and it's a fun time. So until next time, bye guys.